Patty Part 2. We met in San Francisco at the San Francisco Hilton on February 1st, 1978. What happened there you can read in my book, The Light of Love. There was a phone in my little office, so when I returned to Los Angeles area, I noticed that there were like 5, 6, 7 phone calls from Patty. Well, I had never had anybody call me, and the reason she called so often was she just wanted to hear my voice. I would go over to her apartment every once in a while, mainly to listen to Jim Ely, who I loved his sports network and his sports commentary. I noticed that when we would go somewhere, Patty could tell me exactly to the minute when we would arrive. That was very strange. Then she met the little man at Self-Realization Fellowship in Pacific Palisades, and that kind of did it right there. I moved into her apartment. We needed to get rings. She took me downtown in Los Angeles to an old building. I thought it was deserted. When we walked in the building, I said, "Is anybody there?" No echo. We went up to, I believe it was the 3rd floor. We walked all the way around, down the halls, around the halls, and came to this room where there were 2 people from Asia, from the Middle East, that had rings. And they showed us the rings. She immediately popped a ring on my finger. It fit exactly. And it had 20 notches in it, one for every year that we would be married. We exchanged our vows. I put the ring on her finger and said, "We're married, we're married, we're married." This was on Easter Sunday, March 26, 1978. You'll notice that March 26 is also the birthday of Ruth. Patty was street smart. I wasn't. I was really not. In the apartment, we would meditate together. She would hold one of my hands, my right hand in her left hand in my right hand. And this was the first time I got a message from the other side. One night we were meditating, and all of a sudden she said, Michael, we cannot go there. Jesuit evidently made her sick, so she could not attend the last Passover, because I knew instinctively that she was talking about the Passover before the crucifixion. Being psychic, she had already seen his crucifixion. After that, I kept a lot of notes, as you will see in my book. We were formally married on Holy Mother's birthday, November 9. All this time she worked for a manufacturer's rep company, and she was really the one who brought in the business. We set all the records out there for injection molding machines in the plastics industry. We sold 100 in 1 year. That's a record that'll never be beaten. She also, I remember one time, told a man to start freezing food. He ran a bakery. Start freezing the food so people could come and pick it up on their way home and then eat really good tasting French food for dinner, which of course he did. We did travel around the world in February 1980. We went to Paris, where she spoke fluent French, even though she had never taken French in school and had never been to France. She showed me where we had rented an apartment in our second lifetime together, and she also then showed me where I had hung out with my buddies during the second lifetime we were together. In Rome, Father Nick took us all around and showed us all the places. In Tel Aviv, she showed me where a Jesuit and I had spoken before the crowds, and as we went out, it was north of the Sea of Galilee. She showed me where a Jesuit had given the Beatitudes. In Athens, Greece, I think we went there because Socrates wanted me to visit Greece. We were in the plane for 22 hours going from Athens to Bombay, to Bangkok, to Hong Kong, to Tokyo. When we headed back from Tokyo, we stopped in Hawaii. Our daughter Debbie met us there. Then we went back to Los Angeles. The next month, she became a diabetic. We ended up in June, I believe it was, quitting the manufacturer's rep company. We set up our own company in Santa Monica to start, and then we got an offer to be manufacturer's rep up in the Portland, Oregon area, and we moved there in August of 1979. More in my book, which is The Light of Love. My name is Earl. If you want to read any of my 500 blogs, go to epettibone.wordpress.com. Good night and God bless.